Okay, hello
Okay.
everyone to one more session of the Agora Madrid Leaders Club. As you probably all know or should know, you'd better know by the way, these clubs belong to the Agora Speakers International Foundation. We're an international nonprofit devoted to helping people develop their public speaking, leadership, communication, critical thinking, and debating skills. And we are organized throughout the world in clubs, in local clubs, but due to the current situation, we are forced to meet online, although it's not ideal, but we can still get the silver lining of meeting a lot of people from different areas that otherwise, well, we would just be here meeting in Madrid physically. So I hope you enjoy, I hope you learn, and I hope that when you become, let's say, acquainted with the system and proficient with it, you have the desire to build your own club. And without further ado, I'll leave the floor to our meeting leader for today, who's going to be Eba Ahmed. Ma'am.
Yes, hello. Yeah, welcome everyone and welcome to Agora International Speakers. Just before we start, I would like to kindly ask you if we can switch our mobiles to the silent mode in order not to disturb each other. And of course, we all know that we are here to learn and help each others to learn. So if we are kindly requested to respect each other and try not to speak while other speakers are telling their speech or giving their thoughts. So as for today, do we have any new members to raise their hands? Hello. Hi.
Hi,
Hi, how are you?
fine, thank you.
So, can you pronounce your name clearly so I would say it after that in the correct way?
Mariam bin Aziza. Mariam,
Hi. Hello, Mariam. Where do you come from?
I'm from Tunisia.
From Tunisia. Welcome,
Yeah,
Mariam.
thank you.
Any other new members?
Hi,
Hi.
it's my first day now here on Monday. Usually I attend a Saturday meeting with
Okay.
Olga and Alexander.
Okay.
I'm from Italy. I live in
Hi.
Italy.
Okay. So your name is pronounced Lulia, right?
Julia.
Lulia. Okay.
Julia.
Yeah. Yeah. So welcome, Lulia, and welcome, Miriam.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you. So as for today, we will have, let's see, our agenda. So we will have the thought of the day. Iman, is Iman here? Iman didn't arrive yet.
Yes, I'm here.
Yes, hello, Iman, how are you?
I'm here.
Yes, hi. Okay,
Hello.
and hello. And as for the other thought of the day, it will be Miriam that will be responsible for the other thought, right? Yes, hello,
Yes,
Miriam. Yes,
hi.
okay. Okay, so we are just checking that all the members that are taking roles today will be here with us, and then we will start each role consequently, okay? And as for Kaldaja, I'm pronouncing it right? Didn't arrive yet, I think. Olga? Okay, so you will be, yes, we have prepared the speech today. Okay, and your speech will be about?
It will be surprise.
Wow.
But this is project, the fifth project in the basic educational path,
Okay.
and so it will be. I will be concentrated on the main message of the speech.
Okay, that's great. Wish you best of luck.
Thank you.
Thank you. And the third speech will be for Cirque. Yes.
Yes,
Hello.
hi. Hi, everyone.
Hi. Hi, how are you? Okay, so your speech today will be also surprise?
Yeah, also, but
Okay.
I'm kind of, I don't know. I'm feeling tired of following Olga always. Her speeches are flawless.
Okay, so maybe you can switch switch who will tell the speech before the other. So maybe she will be following you. What do you think about this idea?
I
I mean, it's
agree.
up to you.
Okay. Okay, just feel comfortable, okay?
Thank you.
Okay, thank you. So, and as for the speech evaluator, it will be Alexander. Hi, Alexander.
Hi, hi.
Hi. And as for the timer, who will volunteer to take the role of the timer? Okay, so let me choose or you volunteer. So let us choose together.
I
Jarol?
can.
Jarol.
Okay, I'm new here. I don't know how much time it has to be spent.
But I think someone was actually trying to volunteer. Like
Really? Okay,
yeah,
I didn't.
I think there was
didn't
somebody's trying to
where
volunteer. I don't
I
know.
can do
There
I
was
it.
like
didn't
a
find any
voice.
raised hands.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Okay, Lulia or who? Can you raise your hand, please? Who want to
Yes,
It's
volunteer?
Yulia.
it's Julia. Yes.
Okay,
Just,
Lulia. Okay.
just give me
Okay,
2
thank
minutes
you.
to prepare my images.
Okay, thank you, Lulia. Thank you. So Lulia will be responsible for the timer today. Okay, Lulia. And the grammarian will be Monta. So Monta, are you here or you didn't arrive yet? No, it didn't arrive yet. Okay. And as for today we travel, we have Lisa. Hi, Lisa.
I am here.
Hi. And as for the listening evaluation, it will go to Arlie. Arlie didn't arrive yet. Okay. And as for the hot questions master, it will go to Sarah. Okay, Sarah. And you will be the evaluator for the hot questions as well? I can't hear. You mute.
Sorry,
Yes.
I'm sorry.
No,
Yes.
no, never mind.
You were saying, okay, so I'm doing the hot questions, yes?
Okay. Okay.
That's correct, yeah.
Yes, you will do the hot questions and as a master and as evaluator or as a master only?
No, as a master, because somebody else has to evaluate what I've done. I mean, if I could maybe do grammarian, if there's a need for that.
Okay. Yes, please.
Okay.
Because because I think it was Monta, and I think
she's here. I
Monta
think
is here.
Monta
Okay.
Mana.
Okay.
She's here.
Yes. Okay, but we will wait till she replies. Okay, so for the hot question evaluator, no one have volunteered until now. So who would like to volunteer for the hot question evaluation? Can raise your hand, please. Okay. So let me choose. So maybe it will go to Oliana, if I'm pronouncing it right. Okay. Okay.
Okay, I will try it.
Okay. Oliana. Ukraine. So now we have all the roles settled, and we will start our day with the grammarian. So is Monta here to join us, or she's still away? Did she left? I can't see her. I can't see her. So Sarah, if she left, can you kindly please take the role of the grammarian? I can't hear you.
Sorry, I tend to mute my mic. Yes, I'll
Okay.
do the grammarian. Yeah.
Okay, thank you. Thank you so much. Thank
Okay.
you. Okay, so Sarah will do the grammarian today. Okay, welcome Sarah. Please please join us for doing the grammarian today. Here you are.
Okay.
Okay.
Let's see. So word of today will be manifest. Okay. I'm trying to actually share my screen so you can see the word. So can you see it?
Manifest.
Okay. So the verb normally is used as a verb, right? So to show a quality of a quality or feeling by one's acts or appearance, or demonstrate. So Lizzie manifested signs of severe. You can think of it as demonstrate, okay? So that will be the word of today, and I hope we manifest it in all of today's meeting from beginning to end.
Thank you, Sarah.
Pleasure.
Thank you. And now we will go to the part for thought of the day. Who would like to start first, Iman or Miriam? Who is ready now? Please raise your hand. Okay, Miriam. Okay, let's start. Miriam, welcome, please, to tell us about the thought of the day. And we will watch the time with Julia. Okay, let's start.
Hello everyone. So today I'm gonna talk about a movie called Lucy. I really like it because it's a multi-type science fiction action. So when you watch it, you don't get bored because there is always evolution in events. It's about a girl whose name Lucy, who accidentally worked with a drug lord. They forcibly sewn into abdomen drug CPH4. So when she was in captivity, one of her captors kicks her stomach, releasing a large quantity of a drug in her system. So that makes her gain a lot of skills. Um, according to movie, um, according to movie, we can use only 10% of our brain capacity, but in the case of Lucy, she used 28%. She became feel everything. She can feel her blood in her vein. She can feel vibration, rotation of the earth. She can control other human, control her body, but she has no feelings, no fear, no desire. She has a lot knowledge in her brain, so about quantum physics and applied mathematics explodes in her brain. So she contacts a scientist, Norman, whose research maybe can save her. She asks him what to do with all this knowledge. She requests just um, pass it on because in our life the purpose is to pass it on what we learn. So she contacts the policeman to help her find the other package of a drug to um, because she starts disintegrate. So she goes to the laboratory of Norman and um, she injected all the quantity of a drug. Uh, she she start looking for energy and material and connect with the computer exists in the laboratory. She make it a new generation computer. When she attained 100% of her brain capacity, she becomes black and disappears. Only her clothes and the new generation computer are left behind. Norman takes the flash driver offered by this computer, which is disintegrate. So the policeman asks Norman, where is she? Uh, his phone sounds and he see a text message. I am everywhere. That's it. I hope you enjoy it. I
Thank you
didn't
so much.
talk about some details because of limited time.
Thank you so much, Miriam. Thank you.
Thank
Thank you so
you.
much. Okay, and now we go to the other participant for the thought of the day, Iman. Iman,
Some
are you
time
ready?
for feedback.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I thought the feedback would be at the end. I'm sorry.
I, I'm sorry I didn't use manifest.
Okay. Yes, he put it behind him. Okay, Alexander. Okay, for the evaluation. So Alexander, you will be responsible for the evaluation,
No,
or
no, for the thought of the day is just feedback from peer feedback from anyone that wants to say something.
okay. So please feel free. Who wants to tell Mariam about the feedback, or if you want to share your thoughts, your comments, feel free, please. So who want
Can
to?
I?
Yes, please.
I think Miriam's speech was very clear. Her sentences were simple. We could really understand what she's saying. Some points where she could be better is that she used a lot of word many times, repetition, and then there was no clear conclusion in her speech. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Lisa. Anybody else want to share their opinions, their thoughts, their feedback? Okay.
Okay, I'll share then.
Okay.
Well, clearly, Miriam manifested her liking of this movie. But if someone hadn't seen it, it's now too late. All the spoilers were out, so we got a complete synopsis in 2 minutes. It's clear that you really liked it, judging by how naturally you were speaking about it. What I missed is a bit more the personal side of it, rather than telling us or narrating us the movie itself. It would have been better to explain why you like it. What do you find special? Is it the action? Is it? Although you did say a couple of phrases at the beginning, but that was it. So we were left without the personal insight that you wanted to add. In general, I would recommend always to, let's say, focus speeches on how they, what's in for you in terms of how you feel about something, how you think about something, or why is that, and all that, rather than just, because otherwise it's just like an enumeration of facts. This happened, that happened, and then it ended, and it was like a bit anticlimactic.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Alexander. Now we go to Iman. Iman, are you ready to share with us your thought of the day? So where is Iman? Iman has left.
I think she dropped. She had the
She
left ear name or something like that.
Really? Okay. Because she was here in the beginning. Okay. Okay, so can we move now to the other part of the prepared speech? So who want to start? So feel free. Okay, let's start with Cirque. Okay, come on, Cirque. Share with us your speech, and of course, we wish you best of luck. Come on, yeah.
Yeah, you rather go first than Olga. Okay. Good afternoon. Well, I'm going to start saying that many people see death penalty as a barbaric and against human values. Others see it as a very important tool in fighting violent, premeditated murders. Two things have once again brought this issue to a general debate. One is the release of some highly publicized studies to show a number of innocents had been put to death. And the second is the issue of terrorism and the need to punish its perpetrators. The question that we should ask ourselves is, should death penalty be implemented on our justice system? Let's analyze both sides of this issue. The people in favor of this thing to be implemented manifests that the death people or death penalty gives a kind of a closure to the victims' families who have suffered too much. That means that they don't have to suffer more seeing the perpetrator of a daughter or a son or of your father's every trial for years. So when they are in favor of death penalty to be implemented. Also, they said that justice is a dish that is better served cold. But what does it mean? That it's a fundamental principle of the justice that the punishment should fit the crime. If someone plans brutally murders to another person, does it make sense that the punishment for the perpetrator also could be death? Our justice system shows more sympathy for criminals than it does for victims, and that is not fair. For example, in our legislation in my country, if you can kill a burglar, even if he's with a gun and inside your house. Why? Because you are going to be judged. You can implement in measures more severe than they deserve, and you will be judged. And it's not fair to the system protects more than the criminals than the victims. So it's a question that you should ask. Also, with the technology being that advanced in our time, we can not get mistaken of who is really innocent or who is really guilty, because of the modern procedures that we have to find the DNA in case of a brutal murder. You cannot get mistaken. So it will be fair to, or it will not be going like they went far away when when someone got the criminal or the this death penalty, and years after they found it because of the DNA that they were innocent. That would be that wouldn't be an issue nowadays with the technology. But on the other side of the coin will also be people who are against it. And they said that, for example, financial costs to taxpayers of capital punishment, it's several times even more than keeping someone in prison for a long time. Why? Because you need a lot of money and time implemented on judges, prosecutors, like forensic doctors, and a lot of time and a lot of money be invested in keeping a death penalty implemented. Also, the people who said are against it, they said that it's barbaric and violates various clauses of human rights. Also, they said that society has to move away from the eye for an eye revenge mentality. And if civilization wants to move forward, we shouldn't have to punish people by killing. Also, they ask a very fundamental question, which is why kill people who kill people to show killing is wrong? It's absurd to me, right? It's like we are sending the wrong messages. Also, it can be useless because it doesn't bring the victim back to life. So it doesn't matter if you kill the perpetrator or put them in jail for life. It won't bring your relative back to life. Also, according to my perspective as a lawyer, I think this would be right to be implemented, especially for the money and the time that would cost. But also, if I'm, for example, a legislator, it's easy for me to approve a law, but it's hard for the people who have to make sure my order gets done, especially morally. So it will be, for me, I'm going to be on the side of not approving the death penalty as a punishment, but I would be in favor of life prison. So it won't be that drastic measure. So I think that's the message that we have to send to our legislator and our people, to not like measure the people with the same like stick. We have to teach them how to.
Thank you, Serge. Thank you.
Okay, you're welcome.
Thank you. Thank you, Sir. Um, as for the duration of the speech, is it limited to 5 minutes or 7 minutes in order to make the duration settled with Julia? Alexander.
Depends on which project you're doing. Is it the
Okay.
project about speaking about the things you like?
Okay. So what's your project number, Sir?
I don't have it right here.
Aha.
I assumed anyway that is from 5 to 7 minutes.
Yes.
Yes.
Of course.
Okay, so we exceeded
Otherwise, it would be
the
way
7
over time.
minutes.
Yeah,
We exceeded 7 minutes, right?
I usually put my chronometer while I was getting my speech done, but I forgot.
You can just pin my video and you will see my colors.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yes. Thank you, sir. Thank you. So, who wants to share their opinions, your thoughts, your feedback about Cirque speech today? Yes, please. Okay, Gerald, please unmute your mic.
Okay, it's a controversial topic, but I think he organized very well the ideas, and it was like a good like hook because it catch the audience attention when he said, "Should death penalty be applied in your system?" It's like you engage the people and make them think about what would happen if that is in our system. Also, he used like good sentence to catch the attention, like should justice is a dish that is served cold. It makes me think that he's talking about something important. And also, it's good when he said his point of view, which is something good when you say in your speech, where the people want to know what you think about that, what is your real opinion. Something that I think that he has to improve maybe is the hesitation and also the speed in which he is using. Maybe he speaks slow, but I think it's because it's not English is not the native language, which is something that happens with everyone that doesn't have the English as a native language, as in my case, because it's the second language. I'm learning English, and I think it's just the only thing that you have to improve. Just speak a little bit faster, and it will be better. Thank you.
Thank you, Gerald, for sharing your feedback. Anyone else want to share the feedback?
Can I go, please?
Okay, so
Ah,
yes, please.
okay. I don't know if there's someone else. So, in addition to what everybody has mentioned, just for the point of the speech itself, like at some point, Sergio, you were giving an opinion, and you said, okay, for example, from my country, maybe you can even mention like the name of the country. So we have like, I don't know, maybe not everybody knows your country, you know what I mean? So we can just give it a little bit of a perspective. You see what I mean? Because of course there are different, I guess, things. But having said that, I loved the fact that, like Jaro said, you gave your own opinion. In fact, I also loved the fact that you also spoke like, okay, as a lawyer, that gave your speech weight. You know what I mean? You also you used a lot of keywords, technical terms that have to do, but not too difficult. So it really made it a very enriching and I think substantial speech. So you manifested a lot of good qualities in your speech.
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you, Sarah. So anybody else want to share their feedback? Okay, so who's ready now for the speech? Is it Olga or Claudia? Okay.
Claudia is not here, so I'm ready.
Okay. Okay, welcome, Olga. Wishing you best of luck.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. If you could choose, would you like to be full of energy or to have no power? Would you like to be enthusiastic or to have no interest? Or would you like to be positive and inspiring or to feel irritated by other people? I'm sure that most of us will choose to be full of energy, to be enthusiastic, positive, and help other people or to like other people. However, the second variant comes to people's life very often, and we may know this phenomenon as a burnout. Let's see what we can do to keep ourselves in a good state and how to prevent the burnout. First of all, we should work with a purpose. Ask yourself, why do you do what you do? For sure, you need an income. But if you go deeply into these questions, how does your activity change people's life? How does it help other people in your company or people around you? And could you bring more meaning into what you do at work? And if you think deeply about these points, you may implement them into your life. And every time you do your job, you may think about the input and the meaning of what you do, of your activity, not only for you, but for your team, for your company, and probably for society and people around you. Secondly, you should manage overloading on your position. If you're overloaded with tasks, you're already on a straight way to burnout. So if you have too many tasks, you are in a hurry and you all the time you have a thought that you won't be able to do everything in time. You are demoralized, you feel stress, and it leads to burnout. In this case, you should think about your priorities and about the competencies at your position and concentrate on them. As for the other tasks, you should try to get rid of it or get rid of them. You can try to delegate the tasks that have low priority and that are rather easy. If you think that you are getting overloaded with tasks from your manager, just ask him for a private meeting and discuss this issue with him or her. You should also provide him or her with a list of tasks and options for other people to cover these tasks. You may also ask him to give you bigger control on the tasks, projects, and deadlines. In this case, you will be able to manage your time effectively up to your needs and tempo. Thirdly, you should practice positivity every day. Studies show that people feel and do their best when they have at least 3 times as many positive emotions as negative emotions. So let's work on this. And the most easiest way is to help people around you. These are small things you can do for people. You can provide them with advice. You can support somebody at work. People feel pleased and you feel good, or maybe even happy. And the principle how positive emotions help us to prevent the burnout is really simple. When you feel good emotions, positive emotions, you can't feel negative emotions at once. Jeff Larson, a psychology professor at the University of Tennessee, says, typically, the emotional landscape is laid out in such a way that we are feeling one or the other, or neither. There are places where we can feel both, and those places are few. So feeling positive emotions avoids the burnout. Fourthly, exercise regularly and have a good sleep. Exercise can help eliminate stress that you may have at work and create a sense of well-being. Your body becomes more strong and it becomes more resistant to any influences from the environment. You can also interfere your colleagues to any sport activities, and in such case, you will also create connections between people in your country or in your company, and you will improve relationship in your team and company in whole. And fifthly, You can use special techniques to prevent stress. Breathing techniques, relaxation techniques, and awareness techniques. And thanks to all of them, you can change unpleasant and unhelpful reactions and manage your emotions through stressful situations. Summarizing what I said today, we can become stronger and avoid the burnout by working with purpose, managing the overloading at work, practicing positivity every day, exercising regularly, and learning how to manage stress. Burnout is a reality that may come into our life, but I hope I have manifested that it is also something that we are able to prevent. Thank you.
Great, Olga. Well done. Thank you so much. So, who would like to share with us the feedback about Olga's speech?
Can I
Okay,
go?
come.
Okay, can you hear me? Okay. So I like the tone of the whole speech, the tone she uses, and also the way she started her speech, the questions she asked, she just grabbed my attention. And also she succeeded to keep me engaged the whole speech, the organization of her ideas, her point of view, she just made it clear and without any interruption, without any confusion or something. So I just was focused the whole time. That's it.
Thank you. Our meeting leader has disappeared. Okay, do we have anybody else who would like to evaluate Olga's speech? You're welcome.
We are lost without a meeting leader.
Okay. Yeah, this is like a power void. Okay, well, I'll go at it. You know, I wanted somebody else to do something, but you know, I have a role in this meeting, and once you start to talk, like your voice is so soothing that at some point I'm like, okay, like focus, you know, evaluate the speech, you know. So yeah, I don't want to just sort of give you compliments with that, but yeah, it was good. And of course, I think I'm seeing the third time that you speak, and you're growing and flying as a speaker. So I will not give you evaluations in terms of grammar, and I'll do that when it's my turn. Congratulations for another speech that you've done, and being very engaging. There are very small things that maybe I could give feedback on in terms of changing.
Mhm.
So for instance, I think you made a mistake and you corrected yourself and you just like brusquely said, no, you know, like that. So, I mean, up until that point, maybe we have this feeling that you're just completely in control. You have us all in the palm of your hand. So, you know, maybe the other thing is kind of like a way that you can sort of naturally shake off the mistake and not so brusquely. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Just sort of, in English, we say to take it in your stride, you know?
I
So
got you.
I mean, you're at that level of speaking where it's just like those small things of if you make a mistake or you misspeak, just kind of even, it can be even like in terms of can even be like a joke, and therefore you even sort of show your more control and more, let's say, vocal and speaking skills by sort of even in that, because we understand that you didn't prepare for the mistake. Okay. And then of course other feedback I'll give in terms of as a grammarian. But well done, very, very riveting, and always learning from how you do it.
Mhm.
Thank you, Sarah.
Thank you. Okay, so any Anyone else want to share their feedback about August's speech? Okay. Okay. So we can move now to other part of our meeting today, which is today we travel to, and we have Lisa.
Yes.
Lisa is here. Yeah. Okay.
Yes, I'm here.
Okay.
Just please give me a moment to
Okay.
share my screen.
Okay.
Okay, so Julia's screen.
Okay.
The timer is still here, right? I can't see her screen.
Yes, the timer is here.
C'est bon, I see her. So, as you may have guessed from the picture, I will be taking you to North Africa. You can see my screen, right?
Yes.
So I will be taking you to North Africa, and let's dive right into the land of Tuareg. I'm curious if you have ever heard of Tuareg people. Any one of you? Alexander, okay. Okay, so a quick overview of who the Tuareg people are. They are the inhabitants of the Sahara. They belong to the Berber ethnicity, by the way. They are not Arabs. Their land goes from Libya, Algeria, to Niger, Mali, and Burkina Faso. But there is even some Tuaregs in Tunis and Morocco. They are known as the blue-veiled men because the men tend to wear a veil that covers their face, which is often of blue color, just like in this picture. Just like in this picture, whilst the women don't cover their faces. And one of the most important aspects about Tuareg is that they are nomads. They wander in the Sahara from country to country. And I think it is, they also control all the trades that happens in the Sahara from early history. And I think that it is worth mentioning that in the 4th century, they were ruled by a queen. Her name was Tinhinan. This is a painting of her. Maybe you have heard the name Tinhinan before. Algerians tend to name their daughters after her. Now, what I like about Tuareg is their strong identity and their attachment to their culture. They, till this day, they still use their native language called Tamashaq, and the Berber, Tamashaq, which is a variant of the Berber languages. And they still use the Berber alphabet called Tifina, just like this one here. Yes, so they also have a unique music style. To be honest, it's their music style that got me interested in Tuareg since young age. I remember watching this documentary where a tribe of Tuareg were all seated together and they were singing, clapping joyfully. I was just amazed. And then I was amazed by how joyful they were. And I was also curious about their unique instruments, especially this one. It is a single string instrument played with a bow. It is an instrument called imzad. This instrument is called imzad. It is exclusively played by women. Men don't play this instrument. The women play it while accompanying men while singing about nomadisms and their heroes, the warrior heroes. And I also noticed the women clapping and playing drums. They play with the traditional drum, which is called the tinde, or just with whatever they had in hand, even a plastic jerry can do. And in the most recent years, like in the 80s, the Tuareg people invented a new style of music called the desert blues, which is a mix between the blues, the rock, and the traditional Tuareg music. They call it Tishumaran in their language, in Tamasha. They use this language to express or convey their difficulties and to manifest their love to their country and such things. Uh, this is, by the way, a band that I really love. Uh, these are three bands. My favorite band, the first band is Tinarouin, a Tuareg band from Mali, and then we have Les Filles de Ileradet, a Tuareg band from Niger, and Nabil Bali. Yes, so in conclusion, I really do like a lot about Tuareg people, such as their how they manifest their hospitality to guests, their culture, their clothes, their jewelries. But what I like the most is their music. Thank you for your attention.
Thank you, Lisa, so much. Thank you. We
You're welcome.
we enjoyed a lot. Thank you.
I hope you enjoyed.
Thank you. So, who would like to share with us the feedback about Lisa's travel of the day?
Can I go?
Yes, please.
Okay. First, I want to say that I'm from Tunisia, North Africa, so I can relate to that. And what I like it is that she presented it so smoothly to the people who never heard about it. So she didn't put a lot of overwhelming ideas or something. And also, what I loved the most about her speech is that she concentrated on why she's chosen such a topic and what she loved the most about it and what grabbed her attention about it. She spoke about music to make the topic even more enjoyable and funnier. So I love that she concentrated on her personal opinion and point of view about this topic. Yes.
Thank you, Monta.
I would like to provide a feedback too, if I can. Lisa, thank you very much for your speech. It was really interesting, and you definitely caught all my attention immediately with this presentation. And I really like how you were involved into this topic, because at the end of the speech we understood why you really like them, and you have your like favorite couples, music couples, you know, and you really like this music. But I felt that you like this topic even from the beginning. You know, it's something when you listen to the speaker and the way he or she talks, and you feel that it is a very close and important topic for him or her, but you still don't know why. And just at the end of your speech, you explained everything, and I really liked how you expressed. I like how you expressed your own interest, and I would say your speech was alive. It was not only. It consisted not only from facts, you had them, but it was fulfilled with the feelings for me, with your interest. I'm not sure if I'm clear, but I really liked your speech.
You're very clear. Thank you so much, all.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much. So, anybody else want to share their feedback about Lisa's travel of the day? Okay, go on, sir, please.
Okay, Lisa, your audio was perfect. We can hear that you have a passion for this topic, and you show us by showing us your pictures. You taking us to that place, and we wouldn't have an idea how they looked if you were just talking. But on the other hand, Alexander once told me that too many pictures take away the attention of the speaker. So maybe next time you can put, it's good as right or and wrong at the same time, because if you wouldn't put the pictures, we wouldn't have traveled to that place. We wouldn't have known how the people look like and the instruments that they play. in that place. But like I said, on the other hand, we couldn't appreciate, I don't know, your body language and the way that you are speaking. That's it.
Okay, understand.
I want to
Okay,
say a couple of things as well, with your permission, Heva.
Okay, thank you.
Lisa, well, congratulations. I think your Today We Travel to speech was the, I'm going to abuse Sarah here a bit, was the manifestation of how the project should be done. I would assume that there is some kind of discrimination or demonization going against the Tuareg people, correct?
Yes.
Yes, okay, so then perfectly well chosen and perfectly well presented. That's the whole point of the Today We Travel 2 section. It's not a tourism section, despite its name. And yeah, you definitely focused on one particular thing that you liked and presented it quite nicely. I'm not sure, Serge, by the way, about the advice I gave you for the pictures. Maybe it was a different context or something else. I would be careful of copying and pasting advice from one speech to another because, for example, in this particular speech, I did like the pictures. And actually, it was a good PowerPoint presentation because many times when people do PowerPoint presentations, then they tend to overwhelm them with text, with bullet points, with whatnot. And in this case, it was good. It was one slide, one image, one idea. There were not even words, which was actually quite nice. The only thing that I would offer as a suggestion is to the presentation itself again, although it was not really necessary to have one, but it definitely supported your speech. And you just prepare it in advance so that we don't get distracted and their search had a point that we just see one slide, not all the others, because invariably we're always looking for novelty, and when we become tired, when we have seen one slide, which takes about 3 seconds, if it's only one image, then we automatically go to all the rest, and then it becomes a mess. You have to draw our attention, and the point of keeping just one slide is that so after those 3 seconds, people have processed it, and then they focus back to you. So their search uh, again had a point in the sense that you are the protagonist and the slide is the protagonist for only 3 seconds. And one more thing, try to, well, this is like, maybe, I don't know if it was rushed or what, but don't leave stuff in the slides like click here to add a title in French and disable the grammatical checker or spell checker, I don't know what it was, that underlines things. But other than that, well, congratulations. I would, by the way, I would have added, if you talk about music, there isn't so much time, but it's always nice, since you did all this effort, to maybe play a short clip of audio to hear how the music, you can add that in PowerPoint actually, to hear how the music sounds, especially if you're introducing this desert blues, which is like, wow, I want to hear that. But on the other hand, we have homework to do now.
Okay, thank you.
There's so much. So as for now, we can get anybody else want to share their feedback about. Okay, so can you hear me well?
Oh, yes.
Okay.
You froze.
Okay. Okay. So now we can move to the hot questions master with Sarah.
Hi again. So we have some questions. I'm going to just make sure that I have the timer in view so that she can, manifest how well we are complying with the time allocated for each part. Okay, so my first, question is, maybe I should choose a person first. I think that worked better, right? Okay, that worked better. Let's see. All right. Oh, awesome. Nawal, thank you. That's awesome. I like that. Okay, so, this is your question. This is your hot question. You receive an email from a colleague who is also a friend, and she's saying bad things about you to another colleague. You receive it by mistake. It was not meant for you, but somehow, I don't know, maybe she, you're in the copy. How do you react?
How I should react? Great. But she has bad listen, I'm not that kind of people who take something from one to the other one. But when I receive it by accident, I will remove it. And even though I've read the message or the email, but I will remove that, delete it from my inbox so that there is no, let's say, proof that I've read that message or that email, and I won't talk about that email at all because honestly, I dislike these things. Honestly speaking, as a person, this is my personality. You know, I can't. That's all. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you for that. Thank you for that.
Welcome.
Okay, so for the second one, let's see. Who do we have here? So first of all, is there someone who wants to volunteer for the second one without knowing what the question is? That makes things exciting.
I would like to volunteer.
Okay, awesome. So here it is. Your boss's flyer is open. What do you do? How do you react?
I act as if I'm blind. So it's none of my business. I don't want to know what he's writing or what does he's planning or what he is thinking about. So I will act blindly and walk as if I didn't see his flyer and just walk away.
Okay, but do we understand each other what we're referring to with flyer, right?
Yes, we mean flyer as a notebook or something, or what do you mean?
No, the zip
I'm sorry.
of the zip of the trousers.
No, it's just not called like that in our country, so I didn't get you. I'm sorry.
Okay.
But if we are close, if we are acting friendly with each other, maybe I will just ask him to come aside or in a corner of the room or the meeting room, something, and I will tell him in a very low voice. But if we are dealing very formally, I will just tell one of our colleagues who is acting friendly with him, and then he can tell him about this notice.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
Awesome. Okay.
Okay.
All right then. So the third person, and the third person I hope will be someone who can really engage. Okay, like the others have. Let's see. Third volunteer. Okay, awesome. Olga.
Olga,
All right.
okay.
Okay, so let's see. Can you mention 7 creative and unusual uses for a bucket?
What is a bucket? May I ask you?
A bucket is, you know, like when you carry water, you can carry water in a bucket. So normally this will be a normal use of a bucket, like a bucket of water, right? So
Okay.
can you tell me 7 other things, just from the top of your head, 7 other things? The question, to give an example, if I ask you, what other creative things can you do with a blanket? You could see, you could carry potatoes in it. I don't know. You can
Okay,
hide. Yeah.
I got the question. I just had I didn't know this word. So okay.
Okay. All right. 7 creative, original uses of a bucket.
Okay,
Any
let's
size,
start.
any type. Okay.
If I understand this word correctly, so
Yes.
we can use it instead of the umbrella. So when it is raining, you can put it on your head, Then if you want to have a walk near the river and you want to sit on the grass and enjoy your time near the river, so you can put it under your hips. So your clothes will be clean. Okay, the third one will be you can use it instead of the sunglasses probably. So when the sun shines straightly into your eyes, so you can hold it like this and protect your eyes. You can also use it for cups. You know, I like to put my cup everywhere and I have stains everywhere. So I can put it under my cups with tea or coffee to prevent the furniture from destroying. I don't know. It was the fourth one, I guess.
Yes.
3 more. Oh my
Yes.
God. There was one good idea from you when you said that we can carry products in it. Oh, we can sell it for some crowns or for some pounds or for some rubles. And also we can purchase it, not purchase, but to give it to our friend like a bad present. Probably it's not a good friend, so this is why this is not a good present for him. I'm sorry, I feel stupid.
Thank you, Olga.
It was crazy question.
Seventh, I think seventh one. I wrote it 6. Come, seventh one.
Seventh. No, you can't do it to me. It was a gift, I guess. It was the seventh one. Oh, yes, it can be COVID mask. Thank you, Alexander.
Okay.
Done.
Thank you for that. Thank you for that. The idea is for the question to really be hot or at least uncomfortable. Okay. Do I still have time for more questions from the timer? Yes?
2 minutes.
Sorry, 2 minutes. Okay. Let's see. Any volunteers? Ooh, any volunteers who are going to be in a hot seat now? Come, Gerald. Yeah, could you?
Okay.
Yeah, all right. Gerald, here's your question. Would you rather live in a world with no salt or no sugar, and why? You have to unmute yourself.
A world without salt and sugar.
Yes, you have to choose one. No salt or no sugar, and why? Like, you have to choose one and stay with one.
Well, I would prefer a world without sugar. Why? Because I think sugar I can find in many things like the fruit. There are some fruits that are sweet, but salt I think is not like very necessary just for food, some specific food. But I think after a while I will get accustomed by eating food without salt. But it will be strange, kind of strange, because I have been eating the food with a little bit of salt, but I will get accustomed. I think I will do it. I don't know. It's just my imagination. I think it's better when you have sugar.
Okay, thank you, Gerald.
It's a very hard question.
Okay, thank you, Gerald. So, I think now we are the time for them. Okay. So, who will the evaluator for the hot questions will be?
I.
Yes. Okay.
Hello, guys.
Hi.
Hey.
I think Sarah today is the best with her question, hot question. And Naval takes 1 minute, 1 minute for her speech, and I think it's a good advice to remove email and no problem. I think it's the best. The next one was Heba, and it takes her speech. It takes 1 minute and 7 seconds, and she gave me also the good advice to find someone that can be I don't know, victim, and go to another person to tell him something not good. Okay, and who is the next one?
It was Gerald.
Olga with her umbrella. Okay, umbrella is the best things to protect peace in my house. Okay, sorry. To protect peace in my house, because my children likes to fighting, and I take umbrella and put it on her neck and tell him go to another room. It's I think it's the best. Okay, sorry, because I have to find some some clothes to my children. Sorry. And the next one
Is Gerald.
Gerald.
Yes.
Gerald, with sugar. Oh my God, you kill me. I like sugar. It's my best sweet. I take a bread and put sugar on the bread, and I eat it. It's a cake. I like sugar. And it takes near 1 minute 55 seconds for her speech. And my conclusion for Sarah, you done a good job, and your question was really hot for me, because I don't know. If be honest, I don't want to choose any one question from this, because maybe I was a little bit ashamed. Thank you.
I would like to say something.
Yes, of
if I
course. Go
can.
on, please.
Yeah. Once I've read the spreadsheet that Sarah, she is the hot question master. I was sure that she has prepared very mysterious questions and unusual questions, and I was ready to be the first victim for her. To be honest. Thank you, Sarah.
Thank you, Noel. Thank you, Sarah. Thank you, Olana. Okay, so I think now we are done with the parts, and maybe Alexander, we have just the evaluation. Okay, Sarah, please.
Grammarian.
Yes, please.
I don't know. Is it like before the final one? Maybe I don't know.
Yes.
There's still grammarian. There's still. Sorry, I misspoke. I don't know. Who's next? You are the boss. Tell us.
No, please. It's just that after the hot question evaluation, it can be either the evaluator for the meeting, Alexander, or the grammarian. So please go on, Sarah. Tell us about the grammar commands, then we can go back to Alexander. Thank you, Alexander. Okay.
All right. Okay. So in terms of grammarian, today, first of all, I'm going to be just for every person, I'm going to mention if they stated or mentioned word of the day, which was to manifest or its variation manifestation. For Miriam with her speech, Lucy, I didn't hear anything. I apologize if I didn't pick it up. In terms of grammar itself, well, as I was noting things down, I always try to maybe think about the positive things and the things to improve, but it's very difficult and I don't really listen and enjoy myself. So the one thing maybe I could say from that is she said his phone sounds. So this would be his phone rings, okay? Instead of sounds, okay? So that was what I picked up. Alex, in terms of word of the day, I had him 3 times. You know, it could be one up, one low. Sergio mentioned manifest in his speech, and there are just a few things that I want to comment in terms of positive and to improve. In terms of to improve, again, the Spanish language is slipping through. So something of your fathers, which I understand he wanted to say of your parents, and also things like suffered too much. I guess he wanted to say suffered a lot. This also I know because it's from the Spanish language coming in, okay? And there's an expression which is, he said, and this could also be, we call this in English, creative license. Creative license is when you don't use an expression the way it's originally meant to be used and use it in your own way. So, you know, maybe this is creative license, but he said, justice is a dish better served cold. Normally the word is revenge, but of course, if you use it as creative license, please go ahead. And excellent, use many expressions like eye for an eye, etc. Well done. He mentioned something like life prison, could have been life imprisonment. So that's that. In terms of Olga, there was a pronunciation of the word competencies. She pronounced it a little bit differently. And she said up to your needs. You could have said according to your needs. And in terms of comparative and superlatives, instead of the most easiest, there's a helicopter flying by. Instead of the most easiest, the easiest, instead of more strong, stronger. Now going to Lisa. I didn't really pick up anything. There could have been, you know, it was pretty good. And she used word of the day twice, manifest to love, manifest to country. Montaha, very good in terms of use of language, articulate, clear use of lots of collocations, well done. And Olga in her hot questions again, I didn't really pick up anything, or I was just busy reading something else. With Jarol, okay, Red, you said, Jarol, you said, I will get accustomed instead of I will get accustomed or used to. So all in all, good meeting. And Uliana, I have to say it, Uliana, use the passive voice. Instead of it takes her speech took 5 minutes. Her speech took 2 minutes. That's it. Thank you.
Thank you, Sarah, so much for your grammarian comments. And we can go now to Alexander to give us his feedback or his evaluation about the meeting in general. Please, Alexander.
Thank you, Heba. Actually,
Thank you.
I have to give an evaluation of Serge's speech as his evaluator. So I will start with that first. And then, since nobody volunteered to do a formal evaluation of Olga's speech, I'll have to do that as well. The point is having an evaluation, not just because that would be some sort of part of the meeting evaluation. There are speeches that are not formal, like today, like the thought of the day, where we just give general feedback. But there are speeches that have specific goals and specific evaluation criteria, like today we travel to, or anything from the basic educational path, and they have to be evaluated according to those criteria, not just general. We can have general feedback as well, but it's important to have the formal one as well. This is my first comment is that it was not clear for Sergio, which was your project. Projects should be done in order. I think this is your first prepared speech. Is that right, Sergio? Ding dong. Are you there? It was a rhetorical question.
The second, Alexander.
The second prepared speech. So, okay. So theoretically, your project is this one. Who am I? And
yes.
But you didn't speak too much about who you were, right?
Yes, I got confused, I guess.
Okay, that's fine. That's why I mentioned it. The project has to be clear, and especially because there is an evaluation card here, which I'm not going to use because basically the evaluation card is going to say things like, what did we learn about you? What insights did we get about you? Was your introduction clear? What did you, well, apart from the fact that you were a lawyer and you're passionate about the death penalty. I don't think you spoke too much about yourself. So please, in general, have in mind that you need to have clear what your project is, and prepare the speech according to those goals. So I'm just going to do a generic evaluation. Based on, I like, by the way, starting from that perspective, I liked the way that you were less constrained that you usually are. You were still serious and somber, and that was appropriate because that was the type of body language that this speech required. But it was seen that you wanted to gesticulate and that you felt it was just like feeling a contained emotion. I think it showed that you really feel passionate about that. And I think you would need to let it go even more. I mean, free your hands, free your gestures, free your facial expressions, without giving up your somber and serious tones. I did mark down what Sarah said as well. Justice is a dish that's better served cold instead of revenge. I wouldn't take it as a creative license, though, because you were explaining the arguments of one side of the debate. And if you get that part wrong, it backfires against you, because you're giving an argument that is not really, it's non-existent. It actually supports the opposite viewpoint. What I missed is I would have, although at the end you said, I think, what your opinion was, but I would have said that much earlier, because otherwise people are a bit lost. They don't know what to think. Is it just an informative speech and you're just neutrally presenting one side and the other of the debate? Or do you have a strong feeling about one of the sides? In which case, the problem in just presenting coldly one side of the facts when that's not your intention is that people may form an opinion, and by the time they realize what your opinion was, it's maybe too late because it's already there. So I would restructure the speech in terms of, I'm going to tell you why this is right or why this is wrong. I could say many things about death penalty, but yeah, I'm, by the way, so grateful that you picked this topic, because we need to show that it's a good opportunity to show that we evaluate based on the delivery, not based on the content. I'm not going to argue about whether I agree or disagree. It's just about the delivery. So I would start with saying how I personally feel about the topic, and then, yes, you can use the arguments of the other side and refute them during the presentation. And they say this, but I can say that. And they say this, but this is wrong because that. And one other thing, there is a different technique in which you mislead the audience into thinking something and then you prove them wrong, but you need to do that fast, not after 7 minutes. So, for example, do you know that America is the greatest country in the world? Do you know that we are so great, so big, and we have the best? And then you make a silence and then you say, and that's all wrong. I just told you something that is bullshit. And that works as an introduction, but it has to be very short. You have to get to your viewpoint and your opinion as quickly as possible, and to guide people in general in the direction of where you want to be. But other than that, congratulations, and congratulations especially on the choice of topic. I like controversial topics and serious topics and speeches that are really on things that matter. Now, regarding to you, Olga, I fully agree with what I think Sarah mentioned, that you should see your evolution on video. Yeah, I know you messaged me to upload the video, sorry about that. But it definitely shows a very important progression in the way you spoke at the beginning, how much more fluent you are now and how much more expressive you are with your gestures. And one thing I would say, though, is that it seems as you don't take yourself too seriously yet. Yeah, I saw that when you started laughing at your own arguments and at your own speech. And no, I mean, if you don't take yourself seriously, who will? This is like the first rule. You have to believe in what you're saying. If not, then it's like, oh, she's presenting an act. Why shouldn't? Yeah.
No, Alexander, we can say I wrote, and what I really do believe, and I met with these difficulties in my own life. So it's even my experience, but I needed this information to knew much more earlier, to be honest. But you know, when I start to present, it's like acting. Oh, hi guys, and so on. So I know that I don't sound seriously, and I don't look seriously. And
Well, you know what
for
they
now, I
say,
don't know
right?
what to do with this.
Fake it until you make it. So it's when psychologists say that, you actually mentioned something like that in your speech. When you put on a smile, you the brain enters into a cognitive dissonance, and it cannot stay angry if you're smiling. It's just like, so it's
And
the same. It's the same. I mean, you start acting.
so
If you have to force it, then force it. No problem, and it will become natural at some point. Although I would prefer for the gestures to be natural from the start. But anyway, so my point is, don't laugh at your speech. And one other thing, try not to do stuff with your hands concerning your hair or your ears or poking, or because that distracts the attention. But other than that, I love the speech. Definitely from the viewpoint of the goals of the speech, which is project number 5, which is all about speech structure. It definitely had a clear structure. Sorry, a clear message, and you got to the message almost immediately. At the beginning, you introduced, and I like that you had some sort of circular structure in which at the beginning you said what you were going to talk about, then you made several points about how to fight burnout and how to keep positivity, and then you repeat it as a summary, those points, the conclusion. I think that was great. So congratulations. And now, wow, marathonian evaluation. The meeting evaluator, which I didn't know I signed up for, but apparently I did. It doesn't need to be me always, right? Just as a side note, because in the other group they thought that it was a fixed role assigned to me, and I said no. I mean, anyone can be the meeting evaluator. I think it was a great meeting. I think, Heba, starting from the meeting leader, you did a fantastic job, especially considering that you've been only here for 3 meetings, you said. So
Thank you. Yes, this is the
impressive.
third one.
Oh, wow. Then, well, kudos to you. It's your manifest destiny
Thank
to
you.
be an Agora leader.
Thank you.
Even though it doesn't count anymore. But anyway.
My pleasure. Thank you.
So I liked especially the way you recovered from the situations, because the fact that Monta, you were not here immediately at the beginning, so Heba appointed a new grammarian. In other, or when someone was missing, you didn't invest like I've seen 5 minutes looking for that person in the Zoom screens. You directly said, oh, she's not here, so we move on. I like that, let's say, expediency
Thank you.
in doing stuff. And I think I don't have anything anyone else to evaluate. So yes, sorry. Oh, Sarah, apologies. I need to say a couple of words about the grammarian, but what can I say? I mean, I love the way you improvised it. I also like the choice of the word. It's always, we always strive to find something that is not super obscure as not to be usable at all, but not also super easy, because then people wouldn't use it either way. So I liked that level of, let's say, intermediate level of the word. The only thing that I missed, it's no excuse that you were assigned the role on the spot, is an explanation of why we do it.
Yeah, okay.
But other than that, great job. And well, the timer is hunting me, chasing me, correctly so, and I'm going to evaluate you, although you come after me. I am going to assume that your report is going to be nice, but the things that I liked is that you, despite being sort of on the spot as well, you got the backgrounds for Zoom, you used them properly, you didn't make any gestures to draw attention to you, Julia, or should I say Lulia? Julia.
Julia, thank you.
Yes. It's the responsibility of the speaker to look at the timer. It's not the responsibility of the timer to be drawing attention to her. And the only thing I would say is that, just a minor thing, if a speaker has 30 seconds after the red signal, it's not like the red signal when you interrupt him immediately, but after those seconds, do not constrain yourself. Just unmute yourself and make sure you're heard in your clapping, because if you just start clapping and start like that, it's just like, okay. But if you unmute yourself and start making loud noises, if clapping is not good enough, then get something else. I don't know, get a vase or something. Start clapping. to make it,
The
yeah,
bucket.
a bucket.
The bucket, you know?
Exactly.
Yes,
to
but
make
it
it
can be used
clear
for
to the
clapping.
speaker. Yeah, to make it clear to the speaker that the time is over. And by the way, Serge, your time was over. I forgot to mention that. Try to be more synthetic. That's all, Madam Meeting Leaders. Back to you. Thank you.
Thank you, Alexander, so much for this amazing evaluation. And I would like to thank you all for this amazing meeting. I really have enjoyed being the meeting leader, but I would like to ask you if you have any feedback about the meeting in general, any suggestions for the upcoming meeting. So please, if there is any feedback, please feel free to share it with us. Okay, no feedbacks? Okay, thank you so much. And well, I wish to be always the leader if you if you would like to let me share this role. But of course, it's a very um, focusing and very how can I say it? It's a very important role, and I hope that each of you would try it for once, because you have to be multitasking to take care of many things at the same time. And wish you a lovely night and a lovely weekend. And please, if Alexander want to add anything at the end of the meeting, please, Alexander.
Thank you, Heba. Not really.
Thank you.
I agree
Okay.
fully that everyone should try it, get out of your comfort zone so that you can
Yes.
experience. Is what the small chat that we had with Heba before, is that the point of being meeting leader here is so that you make the mistakes here and not when you're elected as MP or president of your country and then start making mistakes there. So make them early, learn quickly, and succeed later on. So who wants to be the meeting leader for the next meeting? Tick tock, tick tock, tick tock, tick tock. So much for my persuasive speech.
Yes.
I think maybe the timer hasn't spoken,
Oops.
hasn't given feedback.
I'm sorry, Ulia, if I have pronounced your name wrong. I don't know if it's Ulia or Dulia. Please pronounce it correctly. And if any of you I have pronounced their name not correctly, please forgive me.
It's okay. It's okay. I'm used to be called Lulia. I don't know, maybe in so many countries, names with I are not
Okay.
very
No, it's
usual.
just because the uppercase I and the uppercase L in that particular font look the same.
Yeah.
Okay.
So how would you like us to pronounce it?
Julia.
Julia. Okay, Julia.
Thank you.
Okay. So they wanted to listen to your feedback or
Oh, okay.
your comments about today.
Okay, I will be quick because.
Yes.
Okay. So today everyone was on time. Congratulations to
Thank you.
every one of you, almost everyone. But before this, I wanted to say that you may all know that timing is critical in successful communication in public speaking. It's very important to use your time. You have been allocated effectively by going neither over nor significantly under time, because doing so, you may keep the audience more focused and engaged. So today, all our speakers arrived to the yellow color. Great. So Mariam, Olga, Lisa, all to the yellow color. Sarah as a hot question master until the red one. But as a grammarian, it went like 30 seconds over. And Serge, you were the only one that you were 1 minute and 30 seconds over your time. I wanted just to say, please be more careful next time to the timer. And when you see the color, the yellow color, just prepare your conclusion. And congratulations to all of you. Anyway.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Julia. Okay.
So meeting leader for next meeting. Before everyone starts running away.
Yes. Who will be the next meeting leader?
How about you, Julia? Have you done it?
Yes, I've done it on the other meeting.
Mm-hmm. Cool.
If you, I can be the meeting leader also here on Monday, if no one else wants to try.
it's a good experience really, because you focus on
Yeah.
all the roles. I advise you to try it.
I was on this meeting, Julia, when you were a meeting leader, and it was really great. Just
It was at the
wow.
beginning.
But you were really great. Just,
Oh, thank you.
I'm looking forward to it.
Okay. Okay, so would you like to volunteer, or Julia? So
Okay.
okay. Okay. Okay, Julia, so you'll be the next meeting leader? Okay, thank you so
Great.
much. Okay. Okay. So, Alexander, do you ask for other volunteers for other roles here in the meeting, or just after the meeting?
Only if someone says like just a quick question, if someone volunteers, because otherwise it
Okay.
can drag on forever.
Okay, so if any of you want to volunteer for any of the roles for next meeting here, please feel free. And if not, please just try to document it on the messenger messages as soon as possible, in order to let the others participate as well. Okay.
Hello. Can I be the girl for the next meeting? And I'll make sure to be on time.
Okay.
What?
So you want to participate for? I'm sorry, I didn't hear you well.
Grammarian.
Grammarian. Okay. Okay. Okay.
I think I'll also participate. Like, yes, I think there's Crossfire. I need to research on it, but yeah, maybe I'll do that.
Cool. Yeah. Okay.
That's great.
Courageous lady.
That's great. Okay. Okay, so we have 3 roles now. Any other volunteers for other roles?
You should start doing prepared speeches, guys. I would say guys usually, but in this case, ladies. Serge and Jaro, we're in the minority here, I think.
Yes.
So you should really do as all guys doing, like taking every single opportunity to advance through the path, because that will make you speak like her. I'm not very persuasive today. Okay. Whatever.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. So no other volunteers for other roles. So we will leave it to the messages of the. Yes, please.
I haven't done it yet. Thoughts of the day.
Okay.
So I would like to do it.
Okay. 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 Thank you. Okay. So if you can, thank you for sharing this role. If you can just kindly ask you to document your roles participation, and not to forget. And please, Alexander, if you can kindly support us, because some of the participants try to document their roles on the sheet, and there's technical issue for not being able to document it.
Yeah,
so if you can kindly support. Yes.
It sucks. It's a temporary measure to organize, but I
Okay,
hope in 1 month or so it will be gone.
Okay.
Replaced by something better.
Okay, thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you, everybody. And I've enjoyed a lot being the meeting leader, and hope you have enjoyed me as well. And if there is anything that annoyed you, I'm sorry for it. And I've enjoyed it a lot. And see you soon. See you next Monday. And have a wonderful night. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. See you
Thank
on
you.
Monday. Bye-bye.
Have a great night. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye. Bye, Alexander. Bye-bye, everybody. Bye-bye.